Hello, Leo friends. This is Christelle Martinette, and I know I saved the best for last. Last month, you were the first. It was your birthday month. Now, unfortunately, the wheel turns and you're last. So let's see. I have here the runes that I'm going to be casting in the beginning, and then I'll overlay two different tarot decks and the Vita Sibilla cards. Let's see what the month of September holds for you, Leo. Wow, off the charts. Let's see. I'm considering this a ring of fire, and there are three cards outside of the ring of fire, or right on the border outside the ring of fire. Let's see what this means here. Leo, you have this. You have so many signs of difficulty here with these runes. But there's also an indication that this is very temporary, and it will also require you to mitigate, just similar to, I think it was Cancer that I read for. You're going to be having to mitigate on all fronts, friends, family, workers, loved ones. It seems that you're going to be pulled apart in many different directions, but it's going to be your talk that helps you ultimately, and that keeps your abundance abundant, because otherwise things will not be smooth at all the month of September for you. Difficult, but if you can keep your talk and talking the talk, you'll be walking a little better, and the abundance will be keeping, you're here too, similar to what my message for Cancer was. There's no net. There's no safety net. It's a risky month for you because there are a lot of things at risk. For example, there is one, for one, there was something you expected to get off the ground, but it didn't. It's not going to happen because of difficulties, various different difficulties. Something is not ripe for during the month of September for it to get off the ground. There's but the runes are telling me that it's a passageway, the month of September. You need to define your purposes, your strategies, your product, your on the work front more and better in order for you to continue. On the relationship side, you need to know what you want. These runes are telling me you have to know what you want, because if you don't know what you want, it doesn't matter if you go online, make 10,000 profiles and just meet all these people, because if you don't know what you want, you won't get anything. You don't receive, you really do have to think about what you want. Now, and talking about relationships, this is the front that gets hit the most, because you would like to move forward, but many of you, and I'm seeing almost 50%, I mean, it's a high percentage, 45, 50%, are coming out of a relationship that ended, and it ended with a lot of difficulty. And in order for you to go forward, you really have to define what you ultimately want. And sometimes defining what we want entails understanding who we are and asking your questions. Why did that go wrong? Why wasn't I able to move forward with this man or woman? Is there something I did? Is it something I didn't understand? All these questions. And above all, why is it bothering me, Leo friends? There is a rune here that is telling me that you really don't see what went wrong, but you really do need to understand and go in depth to understand clearly in order for you to learn before you move on. And the moving on is going to be wrought with difficulties unless you really clarify to yourself what it is that you want. As I said, there is no net here. There's no safety net at all. And Yara's telling me that it's going to take time for you to come out of the difficulty that you've had in the past. For those of you who've had difficulty. And of course, this is a general reading and not everyone is going to have difficulty, but sometimes the runes are here, well, divination tools are here to connect to people who need to hear these messages and not to people who want to hear certain messages. I'm going to take the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot first and pull some of those to clarify the energies behind this casting, because the abundance is there if you're able to mitigate and to communicate and interact with everyone, but it's going to cost you a great effort in talking and negotiating with others. This is the 4th time the magic mirror has come out. Marasa just came out again. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. And it talks about balance. Look, I have, of all of, there are 5 cards here, 4 are major arcana. I mean, they're trying to tell you something, Leo. They're telling you that the magic mirror is there to tell you to take a hard look. And it also tells you that there's tension there. There's tension between the invisible and the visible. Things that you know and things you don't know. Things you see, things you don't see. Is it possible to see things that you don't see? All right, this is the ultimate question for you, Leo friends. And the Marasa is the Lover's card in this deck, the major arcana, but it speaks of balance rather than love. It speaks of harmony rather than love. That is a challenge for you to this month, Leo, trying to find the balance in your life and harmony, restore the harmony in your life. Now this Loco is the 4th major arcana in this deck, and it speaks of high level spirituality. It invites you, Leo friends, to try to make contact with your higher self. And usually people who watch videos like this are not really only after their astrological signs. I mean, you can go to astrologers. I'm not an astrologer. But most of the people who watch me, at least, are into the 5th dimension. They're 5th dimensional beings. Their 5th dimension is developed, and this card is telling you to let's raise our gaze. Let's think in terms of a different mindset, a different frame for what is happening to us and what we're dealing with, because there's a lot on your plate the month of September, Leo friends. And it's not without its positive side. I mean, I have here, this is the last card of the major arcana. This is like the world cards, Carnival. This is, and it's right under Yera, which is telling you to mark time. It's marking time. It will eventually go there. This is a circle. It's coming round. This is your time to meditate on these events, on these occurrences, looking at that visible, invisible image in the mirror. Now, there is work that you need to do in order for you to understand certain occurrences that take place the month of September. That's very clear. And I have the Congo Hugon card here that tells me the work needs to be done. And so I'm going to take now the Silver Witchcraft Tarot, which is a tarot deck you find in many places around the world. But this was produced here, so the writing is in Italian. You can Google it on Google Images and see the cards of the Silver Witchcraft Tarot. Yeah, well, look, I stand corrected, because why I like to use different divination tools is because they clarify things. And it is indeed true that the Lover's card in the Voodoo Tarot doesn't necessarily talk this Marasa. It talks of balance as well. What do I have over that? I've got the 2 of Cups. Now, it tells me that your relationships are fundamental in this month of September, but they are undergoing difficulties, and they are, there are those of you Leos who have closed a door, or there has been a door that has closed, and that is why it is fundamental for you to revisit, why is that bothering me? Why did it happen? Then there's also, over the Hungan is the 6 of Swords, and the 6 of Swords definitely is making you go to a different place, even if it is the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles with the 6 of Swords. Under this Loco card, which would be similar to, say, Hierophant, but what I'm seeing here is that the spread is inviting you to revisit what work means to you, what your livelihood means to you, what a love relationship should include for you, what it should do for you. What is love for you? These are all questions that will be prominent the month of September. And also, this Carnival card, I've got the Page of Wands over it. There is something new coming your way. Let's take a look at the Vida Sibila cards and see what that something new is. Wow. Now, if my name weren't Christelle Martinette, I wouldn't say. Okay, what do we have? Reunion, riunione. We have allegria, happiness, and we have l'artista, the literato, the intellect. And what I'm seeing here is something new. There is a new person coming in to your life. There is, even if it's not a new person, this is a person who you have spent time with, but you're going to see them again. And it will bring you much, much joy, of course, if you want to look at it superficially. But also, it does mean that you do encounter someone, whether old or new. It will bring you happiness, but it also will bring you, will make you stop and think. And that's ultimately the message that they're giving you here. Going to this Five of Coins with the local card. This is communication, stanza, bambino, and nemico. Communication from, all right, over the Five of Pentacles, the communication card, the beginning, and the nemico, the male enemy, this is talking about communication coming in, which involves some aspect of your work life, your livelihood, your business world that is going to rub you the wrong way, but it also is ultimately going to help you in understanding how to proceed forward. Whoops. Oh, the Six of Swords. Over the Six of Swords. Donna Maritata, the mother, and with children, the sacerdote, the priest, and pensiero, thought. Here we have really, literally, since we're talking about a relationship, for those of you who have ended a relationship or have been forced to end a relationship, here I see you alone, and the idea of progressing in a new fashion, revisiting the fact of whether you want a family or not, thinking about a family that you had that you are separated from, and also the idea of how it is going to be for you, those of you who have become single, in relation to that family of yours. You're trying to understand what this Six of Swords, where that Six of Swords is going to bring you, and how best to a better place it would bring you, whether alone or not. The Two of Cups and Marasa. Whoop, up, 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 up. Okay, we have Constance here, Our Lady Constance, love, amore, and il dottore. Of course, when the doctor shows up here, and we're talking of love, again, Marasa, the Two of Cups, it's love. It's undoubtedly the case that your heart is still there. And when the doctor shows up, he has a bedside manner in relation to this relationship. And you are sort of in a position of licking your wounds, if I could use that with no offense to be taken. But you're in a position of trying to understand what went wrong or how to avoid having something go wrong in that relationship. And I'm going to the Magic Mirror, the Eight of Cups as well. And I have a messenger here. A messenger, prison, and gelosia. Gelosia, prigione, messaggero. Now, when the messenger comes out, it's usually as if, well, who? From what? What are they? Who's bringing me something? You know, that's what you first ask. But it's over this magic mirror. And then the Eight of Cups. And what it tells me is that the prison is a moment when we're not able to see. We're not able to see. But here, when the messenger comes, and there is the jealousy card, this trio is forcing you to take a look. You need to take a look. The Eight of Cups is telling us. We need to look and revisit that in order for us to understand properly what happened or what is happening for those of you who are undergoing it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Leo friends, I hope this was of help to you. And all of my new Leo subscribers, welcome to my channel. Namaste, ladies and gentlemen, Leo friends. Until we read again. Bye-bye.